Hi, my name is Sammy Flex, and I have some good news for you, especially those who are into the business of import and export. And this is straight coming from GPF Import and Export Company Limited. They are based in China. Trust me, they are fast and reliable. Some of the services of GPF Import and Export Company Limited include air and sea cargo, warehousing, consolidation, door-to-door delivery, warehousing packaging, FCL shipping, LCL shipping, and more. You can also get all your used and brand new cars from China at affordable prices, courtesy GPF Import and Export Company Limited. Cars like Lexus, Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes, Benz, Cadillacs, Audi, Nissan, Link, Mazda, and many more. I know that for the past days, one big conversation that has been around our industry has been one with the 2025 Spotify Wrapped. Many people are discussing it. And of course, if you are a believer of this industry, you also be concerned and you would like to enter into deep moments when it comes to this conversation. Today in this editorial, I'll be going straight to one gentleman that I have been following. I admire his works as a music executive, as an event producer, and of course, as a talent manager and a road manager as well. He has been around, lurking around many top names within the industry, learning quick and executing big as well. His name is Bright Ashkat. Bright Ashkat has a piece on his Facebook timeline, definitely detailing more on the activities from the Spotify Wrap, and again, what many people should pick from it, the lessons that we should pick from it. In this editorial, we are going to delve a little deeper into what he has written. He says this is part one. We are not too sure when part two will be coming though, but we are still interested and we want to know more about this. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, this is the editorial right here on Sammy Flex TV, and I will be joined on the telephone by Bright Ashkat, and we'll be talking some more. Let me say thanks to the production team behind this, Theophilus Degosh, Desert, Sammy Tuga, as well as Gerald. And together, when we are doing this, you know, we bring you the magic that you have always been looking for. My name is Sammy Flex. Whilst you watch, you can also share an opinion or two in the comment section, whether you agree, disagree, or you want to add up to the pieces of information that have been put together. Then we are good to go. You are welcome to be part of this convo. This is a conversation that I want you to be a part of. Now, Bright is active on the line, so I'm sure we can start talking now. Bright, good morning. How is life?
Life is good, right, Sammy? Thanks to you also having a good life.
Yeah, we thank God. We thank God. And I believe when it comes to your magic of production, I saw you around Team MDK for the BYK concert. What does it mean? Tell me some more.
So this is just like the just like the TikTok challenge. I'm not the PR. I'm the PR family member. I was just there to support my brother NY and the team.
Okay.
The BYK newly recruited PR team. So once they are brothers, I can just really throw my support around the work they are doing for industry and take it from there.
I see. So what it means is that on 13th December, your expertise when it comes to show or event production will be at work as well.
Exactly. It's a family thing. UIK is a family thing. Yeah.
Nice one. Now, in this piece of editorial, I invited you in because of a story that, or let me say, a piece that you've put on your Facebook timeline. You know, I enjoy reading from you. Anytime you put out a piece and I have some time, I take my time to also read all the things that you put out. And this particular one, I'm interested in it because the industry is discussing this at the moment. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take portion after portion based on how you were able to caption it from different artists to different topics. Then you can break it down more for us, because I know sometimes the writer has a lot on his mind, but he writes little. And that is what I want us to do now. So be on the line, go through this with me before you say goodbye to me. Now, this is, as of the time I'm reading this, I think it will be about some 2 hours where you put out this post. And it says, Spotify Wrapped 2025. What it should mean for Ghanaian artists, fans, and artist teams. This is part 1. The Spotify Wrapped 2025 is just data. It is an assessment of listener behavior and indicator for artists and their teams. For they that are interested, they will take cues and compare with other DSPs and align. But this is what it should mean for some artists, their fans, and teams. Okay, so break the intro down. Let's get it right before we go into the point for Black Sherif.
Okay, so basically, I think in the past days we've seen music fans, industry people, and artists share their Spotify Wrapped. For those on Apple also, they've shared their Apple Replay. So the Spotify Wrapped for artists is just like it's a two-sided mirror for artists, as it's a performance index on what they've done all through the year.
Okay.
So for artists, first it shows them the perspective of the fans, what their fans have been listening to. Then it also gives the artists a data or a backlog of where their streams are coming from and what they did. It's a metric for the artists to live by and monitor their space. So for artists who are very serious about it, it's more like a yearly, monthly, or it's more like a yearly performance report for them.
Okay.
It's also a compass which they can use to determine their audience location and the territory that their streams are coming from.
Okay.
Then it's also even a proof for investors on what artists they should approach and what artists are performing, like which artists are performing. So the last one I would say is it's actually a mental checkpoint for artists.
Okay.
It's something that gets you to sit down and ask yourself, this music thing that I say I'm doing, am I even doing it right? This international that I said I've gone, have I gone well? Am I really international as I say?
Okay.
And this may be local champion that they claim that I am. Am I really a local champion? So it is some of these things that will get the artists to actually sit down and look at themselves and say, okay,
okay. So
that's basically what it's about.
All right, perfect. So I'm sure now we can go into the nitty-gritty where you started with Black Sherif, and this is what you put out. It says, the 2025 Spotify Wrapped should be an evidence of the stellar work Team Blacko does and the command he has on the consumer base. His dominance easily makes him the runaway artist of the year, but also shows how uncompetitive the Ghanaian music scene is. Since his bigger breakthrough, Blacko has always led this, making me question the competitiveness of other artist teams and labels. Is Blacko genuinely improving on past gains, or the uncompetitive space has his normalcy even becoming success? A healthy competition pushes all of us above the standards. Now, obviously, Black Sherif has been leading this whole conversation, no matter where you go to. If it is songs, if it is artists, if it is singles, Black Sherif is leading. You are saying something. Let me understand you well. I ask us.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you see, the truth is one. Black Sherif has done what not many artists can do since their breakthrough. From 2021, I think he's been the topmost streamed artist. I think it was Sarkodie, then it came to him, and since it came to him, he's held on the baton since. Okay. Which is very much like appreciative for his team. And even before I go on, let me say, like, the whole Ghanaian music scene did very well, because when you look at the scene, we did much over 50% for streams in Ghana. At first, we always fell at under the average 50% mark. But now for the shares, when you look at the 50 topmost stream songs on Spotify this year, Ghanaians had a greater impact in it, which is good. But where I say that there's a lack of competition is when you look at the top 50 stream songs. Blacko had like over 20 entries in it. Okay. And if you have if you have a 50 list song and you have one artist just getting over 20 out of it. It means that you have almost over 29% going to one particular artist.
Fact.
And the rest being shared across other artists. And as much as it's a good point for Team Blacko, I find it very worrying for the industry, because then it means as much as Blacko's weight is being pulled up, it means other artists are not actually following suit. There's damn not much competition. Because when you even look at the albums of the year, Blacko actually had the top most streamed album. Then it's followed by his other album, which was released a year ago, when we had other artists releasing albums this year. So it means on the day that if Blacko had not released even an album this year, then it means that it was his album from the previous year, which was going to be the top most streamed album. So it means that Blacko is doing well, but marginally, Ghanaian artists are not able to match the pace of Blacko. And it is worrying, because when you look at the chart from other countries, the top 10 wouldn't have one artist taken from 1 to 10.
Okay.
It is not right for industry, but for Team Blacko, it makes him the runaway artist of the year. So that is where I'm coming from, that we need more entries of different artists into the top 10s and the top 20s, where it will be a competition, a healthy competition, so that when someone sits back and look at the top 10, the top 20, they would have varying artists to choose from, not just a catalog of Blacko. The Spotify rap shouldn't be a compilation of Blacko songs. That's what I'm basically saying. Yes.
Okay, so I get this point, but then let me also ask that in terms of support, you know, Blacko might have the support of label services, maybe distribution services, maybe managerial support and all. Do you think, if you compare what Blacko is enjoying, are the other guys enjoying same? Reason maybe we should also look at whether it is a good competition, a healthy competition or not for the other guys.
Yeah, so that is very right. When I look at it, when I did the write-up, I even had it in mind that Blacko has a bigger support from Empire. But the thing is, we also have Ghanaian artists on foreign labels. We've had Ghanaian artists even on the same Empire with Blacko, and that will bring me to the conversation of KiDi, which I highlighted.
Okay.
But the thing is, if Blacko is using a template that is working for him and has proven to be a successful template, why aren't our artists going by the standard? Is it that Blacko's pace? So I'm trying to put a question to industry. Is it that Blacko's pace is too much for industry to follow suit, or artists have just relaxed and said Blacko will always get it? Because we could also have extended artists. We could have our artists who would be on bigger labels. We had Stonebwoy some time past being on Def Jam, and we didn't see this massive dominance. We've had KiDi on Empire. We haven't seen this massive dominance. So it means that Blacko's team is doing something right, and we can only learn and channel more people through it.
Well, I get it. Now let's move on to point number 2 as we continue reviewing and assessing your posts when it comes to the Spotify Rap 2025. And point number 2 is about Wendy Shay. Now this is what Bright is saying. It says, for Wendy Shay, I've said it is a no-brainer not having her in the top chart. Her performance on the platform hasn't been top-notch. If we had a category for Female Artist of the Year, she would have arguably been the one, or maybe shared the torch with Molly. But it is a sacrilege seeing the data not include her. In a year where she released Too Late, Crazy Love featuring Olive the Boy, and an album, one of our biggest female acts lost out on the list of top 50 most streamed GH acts. A list which included Kwesi Arthur. No offense, but it shows editorial action and liaison needs to be improved. Seems when Ghana woke up, she rather slept on us, but on Spotify. The current data portrays her as one with less premium value. And of course, yesterday, those who watched us on Showbiz Daily during our live show, I know they would also confirm that I said the same thing, that I was surprised Wendy Shay was missing in many of the categories that Spotify shared. So, Bright, what is your worry about Wendy Shay? Let's get this point as well.
Okay, so my worry about Wendy Shay is, first off, she's my female artist of the year.
Okay.
If we had a category as such, I believe she should have won it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with Wendy Shay is, as an artist, so there is Spotify rap and there is street rap. So the balance for every competitive artist is when you're able to find that balance, when your Spotify rap shows that you are trending, then the street attention will also show that, okay, you are there. So when you look at Black Hole, whatever he gains on Spotify, it relatively shows on street. When you go around and you see that people really appreciate whatever you see.
Okay.
Yeah. But for Wendy Shay, this year she's had a great year, undoubtedly. Yeah, so I was saying, when you look at Wendy Shay, so first off, we have Spotify rap and we have street rap.
Yeah.
That is to say that whatever numbers you make on the street should be able to replicate onto your DSPs.
Okay.
And Wendy Shay has had a very good year. By far, as I've said, my female artist of the year. But then when you look at the top 50 songs, most streamed 50 songs, Wendy Shay lost out on it.
Okay.
And for the songs that she had, we know that these are monstrous hits that should actually be in there. So for Wendy Shay, I don't believe that people don't like the songs, but I believe that editorial action, like her being in playlists, her being supported by the DSP, it has been done, and that is something that should be done by her team.
Okay.
The team should be able to reach out, because when you look at her audio mark numbers, it doesn't tally up. Audio mark has better numbers for her. And the thing is, we've always said that when you really want to identify the consumer behavior of Ghanaians, the major platforms to use is audio mark, because though we've all migrated to the streaming culture, it's not that huge. It's not everyone who is streaming now.
Okay.
Yeah, we have many people who are not streaming than people who are streaming. So, and many of them are on audio mark. Like, they are not able to buy the premium entry to maybe the Spotify or Apple Music.
Yeah.
So you would realize that later on, I said it portrays Wendy Shay as an artist who is not a premium value giver.
Okay.
But that's far from it. When they engage and they sit down and they apply these editorial actions that I talk about, they're able to pitch her songs much. They're able to get DSP support much. The numbers going into next year will tally up. Then we would have a true reflection of what she is. So that was my worry with Wendy Shay.
Now, obviously, when you look around, the number of shows, the appearances that Wendy Shay has been making in the past months, it is huge. And like you said, not many artists can be compared to her. Now, what does it mean? Does it mean that in Ghana, when you go out for shows, the people who are really playing the big shows, we are not seeing their reflection online? And why is it like that?
So it's far from it, but then a part of it is true. The thing is, why artists need people working around them is for them to sometimes activate these conversations. They are the ones who are supposed to go to the DSPs and put in a word for their artists, vouch for them to be on playlists and everything. There are places where you've seen artists consecutively be in these charts. They will be topping the charts, but then you would also realize that their sounds are not replicative on ground. Their effect isn't that much felt.
Yes.
And there's Molly, there's Jackie. Jackie always has good streaming numbers, but then there is a reason why Jackie for a while now has found it difficult to actually have her own ticketed show, just as some artists have in December.
Okay.
Because there isn't that balance. So she has the labels and she has the people around her continuously doing the editorial work for her. But once the editorial work is being done, you need to find a way to turn that editorial work into the street feel, and also get the street feel to be turned into the editorial. So that balance is what we are missing out on. But then all Ghanaian artists, at least for this year, they've done well.
I see. Well, let's move on to the next person that Bright touched on, and I want to believe that will be Molly, and Molly is also here, and he says the biggest exporter of Ghana music this year, an artist of the year contender, but with a local relevance that is non-existent. The data shows what Molly shakes to the world. Ghanaians don't align with it properly. Some work needs to be done. Her team may be cool with it, but other than that, a balance needs to happen. However, who would care about Ghana when you get the better stream payouts and be on the best festivals? Obviously, this is also one of the main concerns that many are likely to raise when it comes to the Molly brand, and Bright has also said something. Bright, what are you adding to this piece?
Yeah, so for Molly, it is artists, teams, and their perspectives, which I've always held that every artist and where they would want to go. Some would want to continuously be making money or cashing out through shows in Ghana, and others would want to experience how it is to get the bigger bag outside and get the streaming money. The thing is, when you look at our streaming culture, artists who normally get most streams from Ghana, they don't get much like that because our stream payout is very low in Ghana. The stream payout in Ghana is like $0.003, whilst one in Denmark is something above $1, sometimes even above $5. So if an artist is getting more streams from some of these top tier countries, it's better than getting streams from Ghana. But I pose the question to her team because they would also have to find a balance. Molly is on Afro Future and should be performing. As much as she will be performing, it means that whenever she goes outside, at the end of the day, as an artist, you would need your local base to also vouch for you.
Exactly.
If there is that disconnect, and we've seen that disconnect with someone like Amare, we've seen it with Molly, and there is a semblance of it with Jackie, who at least she is trying to fine tune it. So that balance is to be found where the artists would be the international that they are, play the international shows that they are, but then when you come home also, you would have to be felt. And your crap would like this is like tomorrow, when it gets tougher and whatever, you still have your Ghanaian base who would support you and do crazy stuff for you. So that's what I had on Molly.
Well, perfectly said. I'm sure we can move on to the next person that Bright also touched on in this piece. And this is Kwesi Arthur and KiDi. Well, so for Kwesi Arthur and KiDi, he put them together. He will explain why he decided to put them together. Now he says, I add these two because they are beneficiaries of the same template. For the contributions of their past works, they would have been non-existent on the list. Kwesi Arthur received major boost from Fefenefe, while KiDi continues to enjoy from their partnership of Blacko on Lomo Lomo. For what these artists had, more work needs to be done to see a reflection of current songs in their data. Also makes it noteworthy that the decline of the local label powerhouse links is doing to KiDi. Well, Bright, you put these two together. Maybe you can explain.
Yeah, so I put them together because when you look at them, they had entries. They had entries, unlike some other artists who had clean sheets. But their entries, when you trace, it gives you an indication that it was to songs which weren't apparently released in 2025. So the thing with Spotify rap is it doesn't mean that these people streamed your newly released songs. It means that it's your catalog. And as an artist, when you have current release projects and you're in a year and your streams in that particular year still gives us a destination to your old catalog, it poses a question because when I looked onto the sheet, for Kwesi Arthur, he has been a little bit absent from the music scene recently. He's not been that much active. But KiDi has been active this year. And all through it, there were times even in 2021 when KiDi's song was the most streamed song in Ghana on Spotify. Catch it. But this year, KiDi didn't have a single current song on there. It was Lomo Lomo, which was released together with Black Sherif last year. That's the only song that was on there. And Kwesi Arthur had Fefe. So for Kwesi Arthur, I would understand that he's not been active. But if a KiDi who has been active is getting the same success as a Kwesi Arthur who is not been active, then there is a greater question mark.
Okay.
And I wanted to believe that maybe it's because that KiDi's label, that is Links, itself has not been active recently.
Okay.
That's why we would see something like that. Other than that, I don't find it prudent that KiDi would have such a year. He was actually my shock of the year. For whatever was put out, he was my shock. KiDi, Stonebwoy, they were my shock for the list that was put out.
I see. Now, what was it about Stonebwoy that shocks you?
So you realize that when I started, I said that the Spotify rap and the Apple Music rap is an indication of an artist's true value proposition.
Okay.
It's something that will give you the artist the mental checkpoint of who you truly are. And when I looked at every indicator, Stonebwoy for industry is touted as our most valuable asset. Even there have been times where even people like DJ Slim have said he's the biggest propagator of Ghana music. But then when these things came out, you look at the metrics and the metrics say otherwise. Stonebwoy had his, when you look at the most streamed Ghanaian artists locally, Stonebwoy was 7th, I think. That means when you look at his streams, he had more streams from Ghana coming in. But then when you look at those who were the major exports, he missed out on it. And Stonebwoy is who regularly every Ghanaian will point out as our international artist.
Facts.
So then I sit and I look at it and I say, well, perhaps we've all been mythical, or it's just been quote and unquote a fallacy. The touting of being the international artist. Or perhaps what first used to vouch for him, that is Def Jam, is no longer existent, and that has had an effect on him. But also the thing is, people have continuously said it online. Even lay music fans have said that Stonebwoy's streaming numbers have been bad for consecutive years.
Okay.
And it is very worrying. What I say is, you see, we have the streaming culture, we have the live music people. But as a global artist, when you get on live music, when you get on live music concerts, that's a part of that's where you'll be performing across boards. You should be replicating in your streams. Every platform that you are on should actually attest to why you got there. There should be an evidence of your work in your streams, or the work of the platform in your streams. So we can't say that we would have a global artist who at the end of the year loses out on the top 10 artists who exported Ghana music. It can't be that when we are looking for some artists and how they exported Ghana music, we would have to look onto platforms like Spotify. Then when it gets to people, unless you go to maybe the passport office, you won't be able to determine. So that's my only issue. I feel Stonebwoy as an artist is a very stellar and a good performing artist. He's one of our exports, regardless. He's one of our exports. But how his fans actually stream his music, or how his fans appreciate his music, should evolve.
I see.
When you make a comparative analysis, I also get convinced why sometimes you can't push Shatta too much. Because for years people have touted him. They've actually said words against him that, oh, you are a local champion. And he's proving that, yes, he's a local champion. Because when you look at the list, he falls into the local space. But there's been a value addition. Aside being a local champion, he's part of the major music exports. He's part of those who export music. And Shatta, all through the Spotify rap, is the first Ghana dance artist to consecutively top every month. When you come to aside the whole thing that we've had, which actually missed the Afrobeat artists, the rappers, and everything. When it comes to just dancehall, he was the top push artist.
Mm-hmm.
He led the way from January to November.
Yes.
So even if artists of the year conversation or dancehall artists of the year conversations were limited to just DSPs, then it should have been Shatta.
Fact.
So that's where my issue with Stonebwoy comes. But then there's a bigger issue about him and bigger conversations to have, which will come in the part 2 of the editorial.
Well, I get that point as well. I'm sure, like you said, there is a bigger conversation as much as that side is concerned. But let's look at the next person discussed. Let's look at the next person who was discussed, and we can move on. This is Olive the Boy. And of course, if this man is writing about Olive the Boy, you should know he has a lot to say about him. It says, the data positions Olive the Boy as one of the most consistent Ghanaian artists on the platform. He's had back-to-back gains, but for continuous dependence on Good Sin. There are two ways to look at it. That Good Sin is too good a song that consumers can't move from it, or the artist hasn't been able to replicate the success of his biggest song. Both are true. The data shows Olive has major appeal internationally, which makes it worrying to see he's not told. All tours he announced or implied going on was cancelled or postponed. Worrying. For his team, the data shows Olive the Boy has what it takes to be the hottest and biggest Ghanaian artist. Propel him for that. An Artist of the Year nomination this year isn't an overreach. In any case, if a stand-alone tour is hard, shouldn't unity be the way? And Olive the Boy with RJ, with Kojo Black joint tour wouldn't be out of place. And I'm interested in what Bright Ashkat will say about Olive the Boy, and I have some questions as well. Now, Bright, what do you want to say about your boy? Like, let's hit it with all the honest pins that we can use for this one.
Yeah, so for any way people may look at it, even my take on Olive the Boy should show that whatever we put out is devoid of partiality or emotions, because I, for a better part, I know what I am around some of Olive the Boy's team members, and there are times that since his introduction into the industry, there are some things that we've helped with, maybe some shows that we've gone to. So Olive the Boy is family. But just as I said about Stonebwoy is touring, but then his tours isn't replicating his streams.
Exactly.
Now the thing with Olive the Boy also is Olive the Boy is getting the streams, but then the streams isn't replicating in touring.
Okay.
So earlier this year he was supposed to have a European tour, which was postponed. Somewhere last year, I think something similar happened. So that's what poses the question, like what is happening to him? Because if the artist has a massive audience appeal outside, is it that booking agents aren't reaching out? Is it that the fans that he's having outside as an international audience are just passive audience? So I would want his team to look at it and sit down and assess the situation and inform themselves. If an Olive the Boy alone, standalone event in maybe a UK is actually proving hard, there's nothing that stops us from picking some of the artists who are also doing well, RDG and Kojo Black, and putting them together and prove to them, these artists are the heads of the Ghana music industry. They're like the new heads. So they are coming to perform in the UK. It should be done. Then through that, be able to build their pace. Because I know Olive the Boy, and when he was signed to a major, that is Colombia, he was actually signed by Akon's brother. So it means that there is that ability, there is the capability to do what we see some of these Nigerian artists do.
Black, right, your voice seems to be going a little far away from the phone. Check it.
Okay. Good. Please, can you hear me now?
Good.
Yeah, so I'm saying when Olive the Boy was signed, he was signed onto a major, that is Sony, which had affiliations with Colombia and Akon's brother, which means whatever it takes to put an artist on tour, they have those arsenals.
Yeah.
So it is worrying not seeing him be on tour. especially for the songs or the catalog that he has.
Okay.
Then again, I felt that there's been, although Olive the Boy had entries with Asylum and stuff, since getting Goodson, he's not been able to replicate the success of Goodson. Goodson was a regional banger.
Yeah.
So in some, we have a hit song, we have a viral hit, and we have a regional banger, or what you say, it's an African hit. Olive the Boy's Goodson was an African hit, even global hit, you can say. But then since then, he hasn't had songs which have matched that pace. So anytime when you look at his streams or you look at his rap, it is just Goodson, which is bringing in major of the streams. And I find that as an artist, I believe that there should always be a marginal gain. Though you might be increasing, but then you should be increasing at an increasing pace. If I have 3 today and tomorrow I get 5, it means that there's been an addition of 2.
Yeah.
But then when I move from 5 to 6, I've increased all the same, but then there is an addition of just 1, which means I've increased, but I've increased at a decreasing rate. So what I was preaching for Olive the Boy was to increase at an increasing speed, be able to get songs which will have much more than what Goodson had. Then go on tour.
I see. But do you have any idea why his tour dates were cancelled or postponed? What really transpired?
Okay, so I wasn't closer to the team on that conversation, and because of not being able to assess the situation or know what really happened, that's why I posed the question to them. But I felt at the time that the tour was done, when I saw the bookings and the place that was done, they weren't factual about the locations. It was like putting out a flyer and asking agents to call. So if you put out a flyer and asked agents to call, and at the end of the day, the tour didn't happen, then I can only make an implication, or I can only imply that maybe they didn't call, that's why they didn't come. And when they didn't call, then that means there's no demand. Because if there is a demand, then they would call. It could also be that requirements weren't met, or there were some issues to sort out. That was sometimes when artists are not able to go on tour, there are issues about the team the artists would want to take along. Because I know, for instance, that people sometimes complain about Shatta not going on tour and stuff. But this is an artist who will tell you, whoever you are, that whatever privileges he enjoys when he performs in Ghana, you should be able to give him such privileges abroad. So when he travels in Ghana with 15 people, and I know how big the SM team is, then that means when you are booking him for an outside show, you should be able to accommodate such
the same numbers.
Sometimes, and such times it's a bit hard for the foreign promoters agents to do that.
I understand, and I want to believe that most of the things you said about Olive the Boy being closer to the team, they need to take care of it and respond to them ASAP for the gentleman to keep going. He's the future. He's part of the guys who will really be raising the flag of Ghana high when it comes to music. So on point. And once again, you were not biased there. Now let's finalize it. The concluding part, you said that this is an industry concern. It says the data showed the major exports of Ghanaian music out of the top 10 and extensively top 20. We didn't have many new artists in there. It's a major worry. We are not building young talent for global consumption, or do you believe it will take some time for us to do this? And I also want to believe, there's a concern. The fact that all the new things happening, it is still the old cats, the old names ruling the space. Now, let's end on this note. You can add a thing or two on the conclusion.
Yeah, because when I looked at the charts, the only new cat I would say was Molly.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we are building new stars here, we should be propelling them for global success. It can't be that we would always have the top 3, top 4, top 5, always be the one putting us on the map. When you look at the data for other countries, you realize that as much as the global or the top A-list artists are in there, they continuously get new additions. But our weight, so it means that as an industry, the weight of the new artists that we've actually put into the system now is not that heavy. and it's something we need to work on. So the likes of Ona Boy, RC, the likes of RIDJ, we need to actually be able to program them for global success. Then maybe next year we could actually take it from there.
Now, on the most exported Ghanaian artists, director, bring that list. There is something I want to ask Bright Ashkat on before he leaves. The most exported Ghanaian artist. There is a last minute in there, and once again, yes,
yeah,
and there's a last minute in there, and Stonebwoy is missing. What is last minute enjoying here? At least we know Stonebwoy is missing, and we can all attest to the fact some of the reasons why he's not here. But what is last minute enjoying? Reason he is comfortably living at the number 8 position.
So last minute is enjoying the benefits of being on of partnering. Like he's enjoying the benefits of actually partnering with one of the biggest music ecosystem. Last minute is now signed onto a Nigerian record label.
Okay,
that is Dapper. And because of that, if you realize last minute all through this year, he's actually not been as evident in Ghana as he's been in Nigeria. There are issues about last minute and his identity, which I'll come to. But then you realize that for whatever it is, the label in Nigeria has been able to do what is needed to be done for him.
Okay.
What is left for them to do is actually also turn whatever they are having, gains they're having digitally, into his on-ground image.
Okay.
So that he would have an on-ground identity.
Okay.
That will take some time. But in this year, he was on a joint album with one also Nigeria rising artist, which adds to his numbers.
Okay.
Because the album was big for the Nigerians.
Okay.
Yeah, the album was big. And he's had also some major hit songs this year, which are about what Stonebwoy didn't get. Stonebwoy this year failed to have a very big song.
Okay.
He had hits, but then he couldn't get viral hit songs, which we know him for. And that's why you see a last meeting there ahead of Stonebwoy.
I see. Now, what I say finally, before we wrap up, our time is up.
So I'm saying finally, regardless of the numbers that are out and everything, first, there is a true reflection of whatever is on the ground. You could be topping the charts there, but I tell you, no one is bigger than Sarkodie and Shatta. So that's the first conversation. So the data would actually give you an indication, or it directs you, but that is not the end.
Okay.
Then also there is a conversation where I would want to appreciate Ghanaian DJs, music enablers, and everything, and even the consumers. This year, even for Spotify, we've done 69%, and in music there's something called market share.
Okay.
So market share is basically what a country brings to the table for Spotify's regional assessments. Their regional assessments. If it's over 100, what you are contributing to it. And this year we contributed 69% to it. In times past, we were doing below 50%.
Wow.
Which shows that at least for now, Ghanaian music consumers have had
there has been an improvement. Yeah.
There's been, and it's funny that it is this year too that no DJ or no industry person didn't come and sit on radio to say support your own or play Ghanaian music. But it's this year also that, so it means that when the artists continue to give the audience what they want, you wouldn't have to come and blame anyone. DJs wouldn't have to be blamed. Music executives wouldn't have to be blamed. The people will sing. Yes.
I see. Well, thank you so much, Bright Ashkat, for talking to us on the editorial here on Sammy Flex TV. We appreciate your insights, and I'm sure. When is the part 2 of this piece coming?
Ordinarily, I should be able to have the part 2 tomorrow.
Okay. Then I want to believe that when the part 2 comes, we also do part 2 of the reviews as well.
Yeah, if it will be even prudent, I may even come to the studio so that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We are always here. Sure. So let's see how it goes then. We can host you here in the studio.
Sure, Bright Sammy, sure.
All right, thank you so much, Bright, for talking to us. And that was Bright Ashkat, a rich profile within the Ghanaian music industry as a music executive, as a publicist, as an event producer, and of course, he's also a road manager to many talents as well. Like he said, I have enjoyed the reviews. When I read it, I decided to get him to add some more. And just as you guys have confirmed, he really added some more. We're waiting for part 2, and all things being equal, part 2 will have him here in the studio for us to do better and in-depth reviews of what his analysis are. Ladies and gentlemen, the music industry can thrive if only we do our things well. Now, as an artist, get your focus right and hit it hard. There are many artists who might not have a focus. They may not be specific on what they are doing. Like some people say, they may not be intentional on what they are doing. But with what is happening, if one can pick a focus, if one can be intentional of a direction, I want to believe you will still get somewhere. It is not spoiled yet. We can get it back on the right track. Let's all come together and build it as well for Ghana music to enjoy. My name is Sammy Flex. I'm sure going to meet with you when I come back on the show. Once again, we'll be delving deep into other areas, and that is where you and I would also do our bit to support this industry that is ours. I'll see you when I see you. Let me read your commentaries on this. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel so we can do more. I'm out of here. Salute.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Put sugar level, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.